All right, all right. Hey guys. Hey She Army. It is Wisdom Wednesday again. And tonight I wanted to talk to you guys about what social media platforms you should be on. And for your business specifically, we're going to be talking about 5 things that you should do when considering social media platforms. So I know there's a lot of debate over what social media platforms business owners should be on. And it seems like every few months there's a new platform to learn, and it's really hard to keep up. Right. And I know as small business owners, a lot of us, we don't have time to learn a new platform. We don't have time to be on 20 different places at once. So really, it's all about being strategic about what platforms you choose to be on and where you can maximize your time and get the most bang for your buck, so to speak, right? Because time is money. So, well, the good news is you don't have to be on all platforms, and you really shouldn't be, especially if you cannot maintain a consistent presence on each one. And it's nothing worse than like going to someone's social media profile when you're trying to check them out and you want to see if they're like a legit business, right? And they have like 6 posts from 6 months ago or even last year. And I'm really not going to go into detail about each and every single platform, but the bottom line is, and I say this all the time, this is where it pays to really know your target market and know where they hang out, so to speak, so that you know what platform to be on. Those are really the platforms that you should be on, where your target market is. Now, there is some strategy to it as well. And you do have to think logically about a few things, such as trends in business. But in general, you definitely want to be where your target market is. And if you don't know where your target market is, that's really the first step in your journey and figuring that part out before you go setting up, like 20 social media profiles and handles and telling people to follow you. And you literally have a blank page or one post. Okay. So, as a rule of thumb, just in general, when you are setting up a new profiles, especially when it comes to Facebook as well as Instagram, I would never send anyone to my page or tell anyone to follow me until I had a few posts posted. Especially so like for Facebook, I would say at least 8 to 10 posts. And for Instagram, I would say at least 9 to 12, enough to complete that grid. Remember, IG is a visual platform. So, or Instagram is a visual platform. So you definitely want to have something for people to look at when you send them to your page. Also, you might be saying, well, why not think about it. Why would you send someone to a profile where your page is incomplete? Think about how many times you've gone to somebody's page, like you've been scrolling through, and you saw they had nothing on their page or in their profile. And you just kept scrolling. You kept scrolling right past their account. Um, and I think it's important for business owners to remember that people are on social media, including yourself. You're on social media for the social media experience, right? You're on social media for the social media experience. Um, you're not necessarily on social media to specifically necessarily look for new accounts or one account in particular. And that's where a marketing strategy and magnetic messaging come into play to help you stand out online. It's really a lot of noise out there. So, how can you be the one to silence all others and your social voice be heard, so to speak, over the crowd? And we'll get to that in just a little bit. So, I know that Instagram has become a huge platform in recent years, especially for shopping experiences. So, for my boutique owners, my creatives, my visual brand people, visual brand experts, IG is like the queen platform. Y'all on IG all day, every day, DMing and all this kind of stuff. So, I'm sure you get a lot of engagement and activity on Instagram, right? Hopefully, you also get a lot of sales as well. But make no mistake, I tell people this all the time for my folks who I see a lot of business owners only setting up Instagram. Make no mistake that Facebook is still the 800-pound gorilla in the room, right? And it definitely throws its weight around. And Facebook owns Instagram. So you'll see, and as we've seen over the recent years, a lot of similarities between the two platforms and things kind of merging, or Instagram taking on more of Facebook's features and things like that, and vice versa. And I know the algorithms for Facebook and Instagram can be really annoying, and it's always something to keep up with. They're always changing things. But if you have to pick two platforms, Facebook and Instagram, definitely. Even I would suggest having at least those two. And you may be more active on certain platforms, but whatever you do, be consistent in your posting activities and your engagement and the nurturing of your audience on those platforms. So it's okay to have your favorite platform that you like, mainly engage with people on, but it definitely does pay to have a consistent presence on at least those two. you know, this at the time of this live, it's February 10th, 2021. That could be different a few years from now. But as it stands today, Facebook is still the 800-pound gorilla, and then IG is close second. But I think as a rule of thumb, you want to make sure that whatever platforms you're on, you continue to nurture your audience. So in the She Collective, social media is a big part of our branding segment that I teach, because it's an important piece of your brand, whether you like it or not, right? I know social media can be annoying, but it is a big part of your brand, and how you present yourself. And you really want to have a strong online presence, and show up as a credible business online. It's very, very important. Social media is not the only marketing tactic that we go over, but it's a very important one, especially in today's world of business, right? Especially being virtual, social media is very important. So there are a few steps that you can take to figure out what social media platform to be active on, and then incorporate that in your overall marketing strategy. So we're going to go over 5 things that you can do to determine what social media platforms to be on, and then how you can kind of build a strategy around that. So the first thing I tell people, start with your target market, right? Where are they and what platforms are they on, right? Where is your target market? What platforms are they on? That's definitely where you want to have a presence for sure, right? Then determine your goals for the platform. So for most business owners, their goals are to reach their target market, make them aware of products that they're offering, services that they're offering. And then it's also, and this definitely should be a goal, finding out what um, other needs are their target market may have. So they may have some other needs that maybe you could be addressing that you didn't know about. And then third thing, determine what content they like to see, right? What does your target market like to see? Do they like blog posts? Do they like ebooks? Do they like links to articles? Do they like videos? Do they like pictures? Do they like audio? All those things are very, very important when choosing what to post online. There is no, and I hate to say this, guys, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news. There is no if we build it, they will come. That's not a thing on social media. You can't just post stuff, just because you like it, and then complain that no one's liking your posts and no one is engaging. If it's not what your target market wants to see, and you haven't reached your target market yet, then, and also you're not speaking their language, on top of that, then you're gonna hear those crickets. So very, very important to determine what content they want to see. um, then you want to post different types of content that is engaging and that serves your audience, right? So not just posting, but it also should serve a purpose. It should serve them in the need. And in terms of when you're posting that content that's serving them, you also want to tie that to a larger marketing strategy, right? What is the thing that you're trying to sell? So when we are making social media posts and we're leading people to our profile or click on links and all this other stuff, we really need to be thinking about, or as I like to say, begin with the end in mind. What are we trying to sell? What's the end goal? And back out of that, and then determine what really you should be posting on your feed, right? So if you're just posting random things and you just kind of throw in here and there your products and services, that's not really a strategy. You're just posting every now and then, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Oh, here's a cat, here's a dog, here's a video of something funny that happened to be on my feed, so I posted it. Not really a strategy. So, really thinking about strategically, okay, I am selling, let's say, for example, I don't know, maybe you're selling a course, you're selling an online course to tell people how to do a smoky eye. This came up recently at my studio. Not that I'm selling a course, but that we had to do a smoky eye. So that's what just popped into my head randomly. So let's say you're a makeup artist and you're selling an online course how to do a smoky eye. Maybe part of your strategy would be backing out of that to talk about like what types of shadow is good to buy, what types of brushes you want to use, how to apply what's it called, primer. I'm not a makeup artist, guys. So I don't know. So for those of you guys who are makeup artists, you want to jump in and tell me some stuff, go ahead and put that in the comments because I'm definitely not one, but I do know a little bit, just a little bit. Maybe how to put some primer, maybe how to apply shadow, all leading up to, and then maybe you post, you're throwing in some content with Smoky Eye and talking about, getting people excited, kind of, leading up to the fact that there's going to be, some kind of a product behind that, right? So maybe it's like you're kind of teasing your audience with what's about to come, and then talking about like types of makeup remover. Like throw in all the different types of content. Maybe you have a small video on how to apply primer. Maybe you have a short video on how to actually just do a simple shadow, maybe with the eyeliner or something like that, or a cat eye, or I don't know. But I'm not sure all of really what goes into a smoky eye. So you guys can jump in and tell me. But hopefully you get the idea, you get the gist of what I mean. Um, and then the last thing I would suggest is be consistent. And I can't say this enough. Be consistent on your platforms that you're on. In all cases, social media algorithms like consistency, and really above social media algorithms, your customers, your target market likes consistency also. So if you make a conscious effort to offer excellence to your audience and your products and services that serve them, you will continue to see your following and influence grow. So just remember that. So let's recap the 5 things you can do when you are trying to decide what social media platforms to be on. The first thing is to start with your target market, right? Determine where they are and what platforms they're on. The second thing is to determine your goals for that platform. So for most people, like I said, it's to make people aware of their products and services offerings, and then find out their target market's needs. Third, determine what content that your target market likes to see. Fourth, post different types of content that is engaging and that serves your audience, but also is tied into a larger strategy for the product and or the services that you're offering, right? And then lastly is be consistent. Be consistent with your posting, be consistent with content that you're offering, be consistent with the caliber and the quality of what you are providing to your audience, to your target market. Okay. So if you guys are watching this now, let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And if you are watching this later, so if you're watching the replay of this live, definitely feel free to leave me a comment, leave me a question, and I'll definitely answer. So I'll give you guys a few moments to answer or ask some questions. Please let me know if what I shared was helpful. If you want to hear more, if you want me to talk about a specific platform, let me know in the comments. All right, guys, feel free to DM me at Crystal Renee on all handles, or you can DM I Simply She on Facebook at I Simply She, or on Instagram at I_simply_she. If you guys want further clarity on what social media platforms you should be on and how to determine that for your business, you can book a clarity call with me. The link for the clarity call to book the clarity call is in the description of this live. I think that is all, guys. That's it for now. So remember, you too can conquer if you slay hard every day. Take care, guys, and I will see you next time.